So today I'm going to take notes in your notebook on some irregular verbs, and we're going to go to page right now, page 36. And the goal is to learn how to order food and learn how to conjugate some irregular verbs such as prendre, boire, comprendre, and apprendre. So note number 59 right now. First of all, let's talk about the verb prendre, which is an irregular verb, which means to take, to have food, or to drink. So you can use that expression in a restaurant when you want to order food or you want to order some drinks. This is how it's conjugated. It's very irregular, so you need to memorize it. So, je prends, I take. Tu prends, you take. Il, elle prend, he or she takes. Nous prenons, we take. Vous prenez, you take. Ils, elles prennent, they take. So to learn this verb, it's very irregular. You just have to memorize how it's spelled for each different person. The forms of the verb apprendre, which means to learn, and comprendre, which means to understand, follow the same pattern as that of prendre. It just has a prefix, like here it has AP, here it has C or M. The prefix are added to the word prendre. For example, j'apprends. Notice j'apprends is conjugated exactly like je prends, except it has an AP at the beginning. Tu apprends, same thing. Nous comprenons, we understand. Nous comprenons. Notice it's conjugated just like prenons, nous prenons. So those three verbs, apprendre, comprendre, and prendre, follow the same pattern in conjugation. Another verb you need to know is verb boire, to drink. This is a very irregular verb. And the way you conjugate it is like this. You copy this down. Je bois, tu bois, il boit, elle boit, nous buvons, vous buvez, ils, elles boivent. Copy that down. This is another irregular verb that you need to know. Since we're learning about how to drink and eat in a cafe, in a restaurant in France, the other words you need to know. Boire and prendre. You can pause it at any time to record, to type, to write your words. I'm going to move on right now. All right, so learn when to use partitive articles. So we have learned in the past, le, la, les, l'apostrophe are called definite articles, which means the. We have le for masculine noun, la for feminine, les for plural, and l'apostrophe for a word that begins with a vowel sound, like l'ami, l'hôpital. Okay. And the indefinite articles are such as un, une, and des, which means a, any, or some. Like a, une, un prof, une classe, a class. There's another article in French called partitive article. It's named because used only when you're talking about part of something, not a whole. For example, if you order a small pizza, you can eat the pizza. But if you order a huge pizza, usually you'll eat only some of the pizza. Use part of articles in French to express some or any. Now, in English, you might not use that word. You might just say, I'll have pizza. You're not going to say, I'll have some pizza. But in French, we do use those words, those articles. So we use another part of articles. De le, for a masculine noun, becomes du. For example, je prends du beurre. I'll have some butter. So this means some, but it contracts into du. So de le becomes du. Je bois du thé. I drink some tea. De la also is used in front of a feminine noun. For example, je bois de la limonade. I'll have some lemonade. Je bois de la limonade. And the la stays the la. The apostrophe stays the la apostrophe. It's in front of a vowel sound. A vowel. Je bois de l'eau. I drink some water. De l'eau. L apostrophe E A U. So French speakers love to use those part of articles. In English, not so much. Okay. Uh, for example, rather than saying I bought cheese, French speakers will say I bought some cheese. Okay. Uh, so it's some cheese, du fromage. Here are some examples I would like to copy down. I drink some tea. Je bois du thé. Thé is masculin, and that's why it's du, not de la ou de l'apostrophe. She's drinking mineral water. Elle boit de l'eau minérale. This is l'apostrophe because O begins with a vowel sound. We are having some soup. Nous prenons de la soupe. Okay. So I'll give it. You can pause me and copy this down. I'm going to move on. Note to yourself. Although the words some and any are often omitted in English, the part of must always be used in French. The parts of articles are only used with non-count nouns, okay, which means whose quantity cannot be counted. For example, can you count sugar? Can you count a watermelon? Well, you can count one, but you're not going to eat the whole thing. Uh, example, I have some examples here. Soup, limonade, pizza, fromage. You will not eat the whole thing. So you have some of the soup, some of the lemonade, some of the pizza, some of the cheese. Okay? So that's what we call them non-counting. Finally, to give a negative response to a question asked using the part of art structure as with indefinite articles, always use ne pas de. For example, I don't have sugar. Je n'ai pas de sucre. She doesn't drink coffee. Elle ne boit pas de café. So we use the expression de in a negative sentence. Practice. Now we'll table in here. Take a few minutes and complete this chart. This table 1, 2, 8. You can conjugate the verb prendre and boire. And you must put in here the correct article that's needed. These are the words you're going to be using in the second section in here for these words. So first you conjugate. The first one you conjugate in here. The second part, you have to describe the article. And you can use some of these words in here. I'll give you a few minutes. Keep on working. So complete this task right now, number 1 to 8. When you're finished, don't look at the answer. Here are the answers provided. Try to do before you and try to do and don't look at the answers, please, because then you will learn nothing. So close the screen or work on your paper. Last but not least, I'm going to move on now to note number 61. It's another verb I'm going to teach you today. It's called faire, which is to do or to make. It's a very popular verb in French. French people use all the time. And it's an irregular verb. And you must memorize it. This is how you conjugate it. Je fais, tu fais, il fait. Nous faisons, vous faites, ils font. I do, you do, he does. We do, you do, they do. Okay. This word often comes as an expression. Here are some expressions that you might use in French. Faire du shopping, to shop. Faire du vélo, to go bike riding. Faire de la gym, to work out. Faire du cheval, to go horseback riding. Faire du sport, to do sports. Faire la grasse matinée, to sleep in. Faire une randonnée, to hike. Faire le ménage, to do housework. There's just a few examples how faire can be used in expression. You will learn more next year in French too. Finally, some vocab words I would like to add to your list. And here they are. La terrasse d'un café, the terrace of a cafe. A waiter, un serveur. A waitress, une serveuse. An occupied table, une table occupée. A free table, une table libre. The check, l'addition. The money, l'argent. A tip, un pourboire. Service is included. Le service est compris. These are good expressions to know when you're going to a restaurant and ordering food or, etc. Last but not least, dinnerware, silverware. What are these expressions? Well, le couvert, silverware. Un couteau, a knife. Un verre, a glass. Une fourchette, a fork. Une cuillère, a spoon. Une assiette, a plate. Une tasse, a cup or a mug. Une nappe, a tablecloth. Une serviette, a napkin. And finally, il me faut, s'il vous plaît. Il me faut une tasse, s'il vous plaît. I need a mug, please. This is what you need when you need something. You go out for dinner and you need one of the silverware items. You want to say this expression. Be very polite. Il me faut, the word, and then s'il vous plaît. Okay? So if you need to go back and copy some extra words, you're welcome to do that. But that's the end for these notes for today.